Parliament has released its nomination of members for its select committees who will help keep Parliament proceedings run smoothly. They'll include a number of newly appointed MPs and Cabinet ministers. The Committee of Privileges looks into complaints alleging breaches of parliamentary privilege. It drew wide attention during the Raisa Khan case, which led to Workers' Party chief Pritam Singh being charged with giving false answers to the committee. Nominated members are 4 cabinet ministers, K. Shanmugam, Edwin Tong, Grace Fu and Chee Hong Tat. They sit with PAP MPs Goh Siki and Zulkarnain Abdul Rahim and opposition MP Fadli Fauzi. Now, the House Committee looks after the comfort and convenience of MPs and advises the Speaker on these matters. The latest nominations are stacked with fresh faces, including WP's Eileen Chong and the PAP's Charlene Chen, Elisa Chen, Haslina Abdul Halim, David Ho and Lee Hong Chuang. Veteran MP Daryl David could also be on it. Now, the Public Accounts Committee reviews government accounts to check how Parliament's funds are spent and examines other accounts presented to Parliament. It could include veteran WP MP Dennis Tan and first-term PAP MPs Victor Lai, Jackson Lam, Fu Tze Xiang and Alex Yeo. They sit alongside Yip Hon Wing and returning member Saktiandi Supat. Then there's the Estimates Committee. It reviews the government's budget and advises how the estimate should be presented to Parliament. This one combs through the national budget line by line before Parliament votes. The report includes WP MP Gerald Giam, PAP MPs Nadia Ahmad Samdin and Edward Chia, and newcomers Gabriel Lam, Sean Low, Ng Shi Xuan, and Diana Pang. Now, the Public Petitions Committee deals with public petitions received by the House. This round includes Communications Minister Josephine Teo, Minister of State Rahayu Mazam, plus WP newcomer Andre Lau. It could also include Senior Minister of State Murali Pillay, PAP MPs Sean Huang, Vikram Nair, and newcomer Goh Pei Ming. And then there is the Special Select Committee on Nominated MPs. Now, this group is set up to nominate persons who can become NMPs. All 6 PAP members are political office holders: Ministers Chan Chun Sing, Indrani Raja, and Desmond Lee, Senior Minister of State Sim Ann, Janil Puthucheary, and Zaki Mohammed. MP Louis Chua from the WP could be the opposition's voice here. And for more analysis on the choice of those nominated, we're joined by Dr. Teo Kay Key, who is Senior Research Fellow at IPS Social Lab at the NUS Institute of Policy Studies. Dr. Teo, good to have you with us. Now, senior ministers and office holders are present across many of these committees. What role do they typically play here?
So I think first we have to look at the full makeup of each committee. We see typically several members, including newcomers as well as office holders and perhaps one WP MP. So really the role that they play here could be if they have been experienced in this role or they have more parliamentary experience. They could help provide more, accounts of what happened in the past as well as, interpretation of certain rules. It could also basically depend on the dynamics within the group as well, because individual personalities will also make a difference. For example, how you interact and the way you play your role within the committee itself.
And of course, the first-time MPs could also sit in various committees as well, as we heard earlier. So what does it signal for them to be on these committees?
Likely the nomination or selection of these new MPs into the committees, it would help them to be exposed to certain areas of parliamentary proceedings, as well as perhaps certain areas, for example, the estimates of public petitions and so on. So these are areas that, the members would have to really look at when they are part of the committee and doing their duties for these things. And definitely exposure and to really learn more about those specific areas that they have been assigned to.
And now let's zoom in on the Committee of Privileges. Once again, it looks like it will have several veterans and also one opposition MP. What do you make of this proposed group and its nominations?
So I think, as you have explained just now, the duty of this Committee of Privileges is supposed to really look into complaints, breaches of parliamentary privilege, and any other matters that appear to affect the powers and privileges of Parliament. So you can tell that this is a very crucial duty that the committee has to carry out. So it does make sense to appoint for the PAP MPs who have had more parliamentary experience and also have more gravitas in terms of their positions in Parliament and Cabinet, since that will help to in the execution of these duties. And also with this important task, it will make sense to have a WPMP in it to make sure that there are views from both sides of the House are considered.
And speaking of the WP, both of the Workers' Party's NC MPs, Eileen Chong and Andre Lau, they have committee seats as well. How different is their influence compared to, say, the elected MPs? And does putting NC MPs on these committees change much in practice?
So I think, again, it goes down to the individual's personality as well as their way of working with the entire committee, because they are all made up of different people, right? So we would expect every committee to have very different group dynamics. So that's one. In terms of their positions as NCMPs, well, for NCMPs now, they have been granted the same voting rights as elected MPs. So in terms of parliamentary proceedings within Parliament, they do have the same rights. And we also are not seeing NCMPs selected into the committees for the first time, because actually Mr. Leong Man Wai from the Progress Singapore Party in the previous Parliament, he was nominated to fill a vacancy in the Public Petitions Committee previously. So likely the NCMPs this round would also contribute their expertise or whatever they are able to do into these committees if they are deemed to be able to contribute in some way.
And Dr. Teo, I want to get your overall thoughts on this lineup. How different is it from 2020, and does it really reflect more continuity or change?
I think, as you have mentioned and named all the members in the committees, we do see quite a bit of rotation in the makeup of these committees and how the different members as well as the new MPs are being placed on different committees. So it looks like there's a process of rotation in allowing members of Parliament to experience different aspects of the parliamentary proceedings by taking part in these committees.
And what other observations have you made about these nominations and also how the seats are allocated now? Do you see any shift in focus or priorities?
Well, I think in the first place, these are fixed select committees, right? So it's really the individuals who are appointed into these committees that perhaps have changed over the years. But I think what we see is that it feels like this round, especially, there are quite a few first-time MPs. Of course, it's not to say that the previous rounds don't have first-time MPs. We also have seen quite a few of those nominated in the previous Parliament as well. So it's likely that it's really to let people have experience of different aspects of Parliament, as mentioned earlier, and to really allow everybody to participate in different aspects and to contribute wherever they can.
And Dr. Teo, thank you for sharing your insights with us. That was Dr. Teo Kay Key, who is Senior Research Fellow at the NUS Institute of Policy Studies.